Good morning, welcome to chapel. We're reciting Mark chapter 15. Early in the morning, the chief priests, with the elders and scribes, and the whole council, immediately held a consultation. Inviting Jesus to let him away, they delivered him to Pilate. Pilate questioned him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And Jesus answered him, "It is as you say." The chief priests began to accuse him harshly. Then Pilate questioned him again, saying, "Do you not answer? See how many charges they bring against you." But Jesus made no further answer, and so Pilate was amazed. Now at the feast, he used to release for them any one prisoner whom they requested. A man named Barabbas had been arrested with the insurrectionists who committed murder at the insurrection. The crowd went up and began to ask Pilate to do as it had been accustomed to do for them. Pilate answered them, saying, "Do you want me to release for you the king of the Jews?" For he was where the chief priests had arrested him because of envy. But the chief priests stirred up the crowd to ask him to release Barabbas for him instead. Pilate answered him again, saying, "What shall I do with one whom you call the king of the Jews?" And they shouted back, "Crucify him." But Pilate said to him, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted back all the more, "Crucify him." Wishing to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas, and after having Jesus scourged, he handed him over to be crucified. The soldiers led him away to the palace, that is, the praetorium, and they called the whole Roman cohort. And they dressed him up in purple, and after twisting a crown of thorns, they placed it on his head. They began to acclaim him, "Hail, King of the Jews," and kept beating his head with the reed, spitting on him, and kneeling and bowing before him. When they had finished mocking him, they took the purple robe off him, and put his own garments on him, and they led him out to be crucified. They pressed into service a passerby coming from the country, Simon of Cyrene, father of Alexander and Rufus, to bear his cross. They led him to Golgotha, which is translated place of the skull, and they tried to give him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it, and they crucified him. And they divided his garments among themselves, casting lots to see which man should take. It was the third hour when they crucified him. The inscription of the charge against him read, "King of the Jews." He was crucified with two robbers, one on his right and one on his left. And the scripture was fulfilled, which says, "And he was numbered with transgressors." Those passing by were hurling abuse at him, wagging their heads and saying, "Ha, you who are going to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, come down from the cross so we may see and believe." Those crucified with him were also insulting him. At the 6th hour, darkness fell over the whole land until the 9th hour. At the ninth hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me?" When some of the bystanders heard this, they began saying, "He's calling for Elijah." So one ran, filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on a reed, and gave him a drink. Jesus uttered a loud cry, and breathed his last. The veil in the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. When the centurion who was standing right in front of him saw the way he breathed his last, he said, "Surely this man was the Son of God."